Hey Pisces, this is your tarot reading for the month of November 2023. So this is for Pisces, sun or rising signs. So this is a collective reading. So if this is your first time joining me, welcome. These are, maybe they tend to be a little bit longer than some of my other videos for tarot that I put out throughout the month. So we go through the beginning, middle, end of the month, and this is collective, meaning that, you know, some months it may not land for all Pisces across the entire globe. That's the nature of a collective reading. So if you find that this message resonates with you, awesome, great, it was your message. If you find that it's feeling like, oh, I'm not so sure, maybe go check out your rising sign, or if this is your sun sign. As always, the best way to get a clear read on anything is to get a one-to-one reading. And if you do want to book that with me, you're welcome to do that. And that is down in the description box down below. So I also put out astrological highlight videos every month so that you can kind of just prepare and use the astrology in a practical way. Like how this is starting out. Actually, I'm doing this card. Yep. Okay. And so we're looking at the beginning, middle, end of the month, any kind of like prominent challenge for the month as well. And then any kind of advice that is coming through. All right. Actually, I'm feeling that one there. Okay, Pisces, let's take a look at what we've got going on here. So, what area of life seems to be most up for you? And we have the fifth house, happens to be my favorite house in a chart, but the fifth house is a very fun house. So this has to do with our creativity, like our creative reservoir, really. And also kids. So whether you have kids or not, maybe you work with kids or just like kids as an inspiration, their type of energy. Also, this is like, you know, I said creative, but it's also the house of play and fun and just enjoyment. So it's like playful, fun, enjoyment. It's also the house of dating, like romance, I would say. Not serious relationships, not like you guys are already at a place where you're like serious in a relationship, like seriously committed, but yeah, like dating, romance, sex also. So yeah, that's what this house all involves. So if that feels applicable and helpful for you while you're listening to the rest of the reading, then let that kind of inform the reading for you. So otherwise, trust your intuition. If you're really feeling like this is about a relationship specific, or or if you're feeling, sorry, I've been talking for a while now, or if you feel like this is related to like work or something like that, then go ahead and go with that, right? Trust your intuition. I trust your intuition. So we start out the beginning of the month with the Chariot card, we move into the Judgment, and then we have the Nine of Swords, and then in the challenge position, we have the Magician, and we ended out with the Devil card as being your advice. I know that may sound strange, but just bear with me until we get there. So let's break this all down. We start at the beginning of the month with taking aligned action. You know, this is about really having the momentum to move forward with being completely aligned. As you know, it's like when what we think, what we feel, and what we say is all aligned and we take action from that place, it's much more clear, it's much more direct, it's much more powerful. The movement forward can be more swift. It's an easier road. It's not as bumpy. It's a very clear, clean path, right? And so this is really about getting into a state of alignment with yourself, with your values, with what you believe in as far as like your whatever, higher sense of self, your spirituality, the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? And so I really like this at the beginning of the month. It feels like there is this drive to move forward. I think that's probably the best word. I was going to say momentum, but I think that's the drive. And I think for a lot of people, the month of October was insane, really intense. And that eclipse season kind of just like left a lot of people kind of like crawling out of the month into November. And so perhaps like there, you know, with eclipses, we have things that get ushered in, things that are ushered out. And so there are these closing of cycles and things. And so with that, we can have the momentum, the drive, the clarity about what we're really aligned with, right? We might get into more alignment with ourselves because of whatever maybe, things that were intense that we came to. It brought us a sense of clarity, right? So however you came to that, it feels like the beginning of the month has this opportunity that's there for you, should you decide to take that, right? And I think that with that, you're being called in the middle of this month too, like the energy feels like a continuation. You're being called forth into a next version of your life, a next iteration of your life, yourself. This could be with your work, your creativity, with how you enjoy pleasure, how you enjoy romance, how you date, right? It could be that, or it could be, again, apply this to however this feels like it's most applicable to your life. But the Judgment card, it's like you see this kind of angelic type figure that is sounding this horn, and there is this trumpet call. There is the answering of the call. Like, are you going to answer the call, or are you going to sink back in to a more gray, muted, drained, lifeless experience, right? Like, it's like the old is the old. What's dead is dead. What's gone is gone. The old cycles, the ones that should be let go of them and move forward into this next version, this next iteration, and you're being called forth in that way. Now, I think the end of the month brings like feelings of anxiety, maybe worry, maybe insomnia, right? Feeling a lot of concern. I think that that's pretty natural, when we're trying to move forward, move into a next version of ourselves or upgrade in certain ways. Like, yeah, we can have a lot of concerns and anxiety about like, how do I do this? How is this going to happen? I don't know if I can, or all these different types of things. So, that might be more about, let's look at your challenge card, because I feel like it ties kind of into that. So your challenge card is the Magician card, right? And usually the Magician card, love the Magician card, but in the challenge position, it's almost like there is this sense of feeling like you don't have, I was going to say what it takes, but like not having all of the resources that you need to do what it is that you want to do, to create what it is that you want to create in your world, right? Some people will say manifestation. I think it's just gotten so overused. So like how you want to create your world, how you want to materialize certain things in your world, how you want to build and create these things going forward, yourself, your career, whatever it is, right? Whatever you're trying to build. And you might feel like really doubting, maybe feeling like a lack of the resources that you need, maybe not knowing that you have all of the resources that you need. Resources aren't just like money, it's our time, our energy, our attention, it's our ability, it's our belief in ourselves to be able to do this. And so I feel like some of that is going to be challenged in this space, right? And we come to the advice, the guidance that you're getting, and we show that the Devil card shows up, right? Now, I know it looks gnarly, but the Devil card in this particular position, in a position where it's like meant to be here to help, is like, this is a Capricorn card, right? Capricorn card, we're talking about putting in the work, right? We're talking about like getting down to it. And maybe that might feel, like that's something that you've noticed that needs to be worked on for yourself. Maybe you know that you could be putting more time and energy and attention into things. For some of you, this could also be about overworking. Perhaps you're so motivated to get these things done, but you've moved yourself into a place of like stress and anxiety because you've become a workaholic and you're overworking things, right? So I would say, because this is in a one-to-one reading, it's hard for me to know like which side of the coin you're landing on, but I would say, yeah, if you're overworking, consider how you can balance that out more. And if you're someone who is like, moving through on this path, you might need to put in more time, more work to really master yourself and your skills or whatever it is to get to the next level, to upgrade things to the next level. And so that might require more of your time and maybe having a little bit less free time. We all go through these cycles, these seasons of, having more work and less play, and then having more play and less work. Now, because this particular card is showing up over here, I might guess that for some of you, it might feel more resonant that like you haven't been integrating enough of this play and enjoyment of lifetime, so you want to make sure that whatever you're doing, if you're enjoying the pleasures of life, that you're also not overdoing it to a toxic level, right? You're not moving into like escapism or addiction land, right? Which can happen. It's not like, I'm not saying that all Pisces can be like this, but I'm saying like that is something that can come up in that space, in Piscean type spaces. Obviously that's not a personal thing. We're all made up of so many more elements than just like a sign. But yeah, so So to be clear, if you're overworking, maybe it's time to integrate more play, more fun, more enjoyment, to remember that in life. And maybe that's going to be assistive in like the kind of anxiety that you might be in. Now, if you're someone who is like, maybe you're too much in the fun play area and you need to really put in more of the work, then maybe this is really about creating the structures and really putting in the time to master this next level and to really like put that in, right? Either way, when you come across feeling like you don't have the resources, or maybe the doubts that you might not have all the things that you need or what it takes to create what it is that you want to create in your world, I would say that you do. And just to pull another card, because I'm kind of getting the feeling that someone out there is going to be like, I just wish I had a little bit more. So we have the Two of Swords here. So I think it's definitely about stepping into your intuition here, right? In order to make decisions about which paths you're going to choose, about what you're going to do going forward. I think that, you know, it's not just about using our logical minds, right? We need to be able to step into our intuition. And in order to have that intuition, to have that clarity, we need to be able to carve out some time to get quiet with ourselves. So I think for some of you, you might need to get quiet with yourself. You might need to carve out some time so that you can feel into what feels right for you. Remember, if you're a Pisces sun or rising sign, again, we are not just one sign. However, if you identify with that, and you know, everyone's personal chart is different, but if you really identify with some of the Piscean qualities, then, you know, this is a strength that you can really tap into. So it would make sense to like feel into your intuition, to feel into like what feels right to move forward with, what feels right to step into, right? And working with the feelings that are difficult that come up. So I hope that this was insightful. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please give the video a like. It does help me as I'm building this channel. It really does. And also, if you haven't subscribed, why not do that and hit the notification bell so you don't miss videos like this or the astrological videos on the horizon. I also have some other stuff planned that probably more realistically is not going to be until after the holidays. So anyhow, thank you for your time. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.